Hello student, I hope you are doing well. In today's class, we will discuss about how to calculate the change in enthalpy for a real gas. Second, the variation of enthalpy for a real gas as compared to an ideal gas. But before we begin, we quickly revise what we have done in our previous class. In our previous class, we have derived these four equations to calculate the internal energy, enthalpy, delta A and delta G function. And with the help of these four equations, we have derived four Maxwell equations. We have derived these four Maxwell equations. These are very useful equations to simplify many thermodynamic relationships. For example, with the help of this Maxwell equation, we have derived equation to calculate the change in enthalpy, internal energy and entropy. These equations are in terms of temperature, pressure and volume. These all quantity are measurable quantity. So in this manner we simplify these equations with the help of Maxwell equations. After that we also derived residual property to calculate residual enthalpy and residual entropy. Residual properties are the difference between the property of an ideal gas and the same property for a real gas at the same temperature and pressure. Now in today's class we will discuss about change in enthalpy for real gas. For that we will use these equations. This equation we have previously derived here only. We have derived these equations, so we will use this equation to calculate the change in enthalpy. As you can see in this equation, there are two integral terms and there are two variables delta T and delta P. So there is change in temperature as well as pressure, which make this equation complicated. I will explain this with the help of this diagram. So let us assume a system is at state 1 having temperature and pressure are T1 and P1 respectively, and it change state to state 2 where temperature and pressure are T2 and P2. Now in this process, when the system changes from state 1 to state 2, we need to calculate the change in entropy. So we need to calculate change in entropy during this change process. Now we can do this with the help of this equation. Alternatively, we have a different method for calculation of enthalpy. As we know, the enthalpy is a state function. It does not depend upon the path followed to reach that state. So I will use this property and choose an alternative path. So instead of going from state 1 to state 2 directly, I will follow path 1, 1 star, 2 star and 2. This path is selected in such a way that the path 1, 1 star is an isothermal path. This is a horizontal line, and in the vertical line we have temperature. So if it is a horizontal line, it means the temperature is constant and it's a isothermal path. So if the in this path, if temperature is constant, so in this equation this term will be 0 because the temperature is constant. So this term will be 0 in that case. Now during path 1 star and 2 star, I am using this thermodynamic diagram. I hope you already know about thermodynamic diagram. I have given you take home assignment or self-study assignment during our regular classes. So I think you know all these things, but if you don't know, you go and revise these topic again. So these are phase change diagram. With this line indicate phase change at different pressure. Like this one is for pressure P0, P1, P2. These are different pressure line, and these are phase change. So literally this one is phase change, and again this one. Here we have horizontal line. It means it indicate region of phase change. During phase change, the temperature is constant. So this is horizontal line, and then temperature start increasing. So moving forward, the path 1 star and 2 star is a isobaric process. These are constant pressure line. So this is following this path. In this path, the pressure is constant. So if pressure is constant, then the second term of the equation will be 0, because the this dp will be 0. Again, this third path 2 star 2 is again an isothermal path where temperature is constant. So this term will be 0. So you can see we can choose any path. In that path only one variable is there, the second variable is cancelled out. So if I choose this alternative path, the number of integration is increasing, but each integration have only one variable, so it will simplify our integration. So I am using this path to simplify our process. Now I am going from path 1 to 2 directly. I am choosing 1 star, 2 star, 2 to reach the same path, because it's a state function, and the total change in entropy will be equal to the summation of enthalpy at each path. It means enthalpy at this path plus enthalpy at this path plus enthalpy at this path. It will give the total change in enthalpy during process 1, 2. Here the total change in entropy will be equal to the change in enthalpy during path 1 plus during path 2 plus during path 3. So now calculate change in enthalpy for individual paths. So first take H2 minus H2 star. H2 minus H2 star, this path. This is a isothermal path. It means the temperature is constant. So this term will be 0. Only this term will be there. The change in enthalpy will be equal to 0 plus the second term. So we will get this term. Second, H2 star minus H1 star. H2 star minus H1 star is this path. This is a constant pressure path, so the dp will be 0, and we only have term 1. So H2 minus H1 star will be equal to the first integration plus the second integration is 0. Similarly for third path, H1 star minus H1. H1 star minus H1, this path. Again this is an isothermal process. So the dt will be 0, this term will be 0, and we only have this term. For third first term is 0 and we only have second term. So this will be the value of change in enthalpy for this path. Now in this case we also assume the system is following this pressure path P0, and this P0 is that path in which the pressure value is very less, or the pressure is almost, or you can say the pressure is 0. Why I am choosing this P equal to 0 path? Because when pressure decreases, that the gas behave like an ideal gas. A real gas behave ideally when pressure decrease or temperature increase. So at P equal to 0, the real gas behave like an ideal gas. So in this path, the this gas will be an ideal gas. So I am choosing this path. Now the value of enthalpy of gas during this process will be equal to the value of enthalpy for an ideal gas, because here the gas will behave similar to an ideal gas at such a low pressure. So for if we generalize this equation, and if I assume H is enthalpy at any pressure and H star is enthalpy at 0 pressure. At 0 pressure, gas behaves similar to an ideal gas. So the difference H minus H star will called enthalpy departure. It means the enthalpy at any pressure minus enthalpy at 0 pressure. Here at any pressure means it's real enthalpy of real gas, and enthalpy at 0 pressure means enthalpy of an ideal gas. So the enthalpy of an ideal gas minus enthalpy of a real gas is called enthalpy departure. So this is the variation of enthalpy of a gas with pressure at a fixed temperature. So whatever may be the temperature, it will give us the variation of enthalpy with pressure. We know PV equal to ZRT. From here the V will be equal to ZRT by P. So for a generalized equation at any temperature and pressure, Z star minus H star minus H means enthalpy of an ideal gas minus enthalpy of a real gas, which is equal to the enthalpy departure function, will be equal to enthalpy the integration of this term, integration of 0 to P. H star means enthalpy, H star means the enthalpy at 0 pressure up to any pressure means whatever may be the pressure P, and this term at temperature T. Okay, you integrate this equation and put value of V is ZRT by P. So put value of V from this equation to this equation. Finally you will get this generalized equation which calculate the change in enthalpy departure from an ideal gas. So you finally calculated this, and so finally you will able to calculate h star minus h equal to minus RT square 0 to P del Z by del T at constant pressure dP by P. So this is our final expression. You can also represent this expression in terms of reduced pressure and reduced temperature. So this temperature is equal to Tc into Tr. Tc and Tr are critical temperature and reduced temperature. Similarly, pressure is equal to PCPR. PCPR are critical pressure and pressure and reduced pressure. So replace this temperature by TCTR, then you will get this equation, and from this equation finally you will get this equation. Now rearrange this equation by taking this RTC in the left hand side, and this will be the final expression. This H star minus HR is HR residual enthalpy by RTC equal to minus TR square integration 0 to PR del Z by del TR PR dPR by PR. This term is called ZH. ZH is enthalpy departure function. So in this manner we can calculate enthalpy departure function. This generalized enthalpy departure chart are used to determine ZH as a function of reduced pressure and reduced temperature. These charts are available in literature. You can find it by googling it. So this is used to determine deviation of the enthalpy of a gas at a given temperature and pressure from the enthalpy of an ideal gas at the same temperature. So if you replace this H star by H ideal, because we use H star for an ideal gas, so to make it more clear, if you use it H ideal, and by using equation, let's say this one is equation 3, this one is equation 3, and we had equation 2, this one is equation 2. So if we put equation 1 and 2 and 3 in equation 1, in this equation, let's say this one is equation 1. So put equation 3 in equation 1, then finally we will get this expression. Yeah, finally we will get this expression. So in this manner we can calculate departure of enthalpy for a real gas as compared to an ideal gas. This is end of today's lecture. If you have any doubt, you can contact me.